Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome to Scottsdale, Arizona, the beautiful facility of Salt River Fields. And what a day it is for baseball. And we've got the bullpen coach with the Arizona Diamondbacks, Glen Sherlock, joining us here on Coach's Corner. And thanks for taking the time out to visit with us.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Coach, now you've been here for 14 years. You were here when the team started back in 1998. How did you become a Diamondback?
Well, originally I was a Yankee coach, and I came to the Diamondbacks with Buck Showalter in 1996. So we were here 2 years before we had a major league team, and had a great experience doing some scouting, doing some amateur scouting, doing some pro scouting, also getting ready for the expansion draft.
Now, before you came to the Diamondbacks, going back to the early 90s, you managed in the minor leagues, but then you ended up in Australia. Tell us a little bit about that.
I was a minor league manager with the Yankees for a few years, and one off season I had the opportunity to go to Australia to manage the Canberra Bushrangers in Canberra, Australia, in the Australian Baseball League. It was a great experience. Took my family, put my son in school over there. It was great. Great people. It was a fun time.
Now, your son played over here at Scottsdale Chaparral.
Yes, went to Chaparral and then played at Duke, and played a little bit for the Diamondbacks also.
Now, let's go back, or let's maybe fast forward from those days to 1998. The team starts out not a very good first season, but did you think you were 3 years removed from winning a world championship sitting in that dugout in 1998?
I would say no, but one thing I remember about that year is we had a little bit of a slow start, but after we kind of got our feet underneath us, we started to compete, and you could just see we had some veteran players and we had some good young players, and things started to roll a little bit. And as we got into the season, we put some winning streaks together, and I think at the end of the season we could tell that we could compete in this league, in this division, and we were going to have a bright future.
And picking up a Randy Johnson didn't hurt either.
No, we had some big key acquisitions in the next few years that obviously led to our World Series.
Now, where were you when Gonzo came through, bottom of the ninth inning, the bloop single over Jeter's head?
I was in the bullpen at Chase Field, and we had Mike Morgan warming up in case the game stayed tied. So basically we were just talking about getting him ready, and it was kind of interesting because he was talking about, even though it was Game 7 of the World Series and he was going into pitch, he was talking about me putting in a good word for him to be a starter in the rotation the next season, which is typically him.
Now, what was it like at that moment that ball dropped in? I mean, can you take us into the bullpen and then inside the field there?
I think that just that whole, everything that led up to that inning was just so strange. With the roof open at Chase Field, the wind started to swirl inside. There's all kinds of wrappers and cups and everything going through the air, and it started to rain a little bit. It was very strange. And then of course, Gonzo drops that ball in there, and it's history.
Now, you talk about the duties of a bullpen coach. I would imagine that most baseball fans probably have no idea, what does a bullpen coach do, and what is the most important thing that you do down there?
My responsibility mainly is I'm also the catching coach and the bullpen coach, so a lot of the stuff that we do is pregame. It's scouting reports, preparing the catchers and the pitchers to how we're going to attack the hitters that particular night, weighing the strengths of our pitching staff against the weaknesses of the hitters and trying to come up with a happy medium. So basically it's a lot of preparation, and the same thing goes throughout the game. That we have each reliever has a role. Some guys are going to pitch earlier in the game, some guys are going to pitch later in the game. So as the game unfolds, my responsibility is just talking to those guys, making sure they're ready, making sure they're paying attention to the game, seeing what the umpire's calling, seeing what guys are hitting, if they're swinging at the first pitch, just kind of making sure that they're paying attention and thinking along with what's going on. And you can just kind of see as the game goes on, inning by inning, guys start to lock it in as their role in the game starts to come up. So those are just some of the things we talk about: game situations, possible pinch hitters, situation of the games, that type of stuff.
Before we let you go, Coach, what is your best bullpen story?
Oh boy.
Too many to count, probably.
Yes, there's many stories. There's many characters down there. One of the characters we have is Jeff Matuzis, the bullpen catcher, who played for me with the Yankees in '89 in the Rookie League, and he's a character. I think that's something you ought to ask him.
Okay. Coach Sherlock, thank you very much. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Inside Maricopa Sports. For dates and times of our show, visit our website at maricopa.edu/MCTV. You can also visit our Facebook page for news and updates from MCTV. So for the entire Inside Maricopa Sports team, Jeff Lowery saying, so long, everybody.